Are you the type of person that takes every single thing personally? And when I say personal, bitch, I mean when you're in traffic and someone cuts you off, you literally think it's a target towards you. Well, you're in the right place, because this episode is gonna help you put that shit to rest. We are not carrying that personal trait with us anymore, because all that is doing for us right now is creating our own suffering, and it's a continuous loop. Let me get you the fuck out of that. For one, I wanna give you an acronym to use when you do get that spike of cortisol in your motherfucking body and you start to get irritable without even knowing it. It's called Q.T.I.P. Quit taking it personal, babe. Not everything is towards you. Like, people, the last thing people are thinking about is you. Even the tiniest thing, like even at work, if you have a coworker that you think is like getting one up on you, or like doing this maliciously, this and that, like it's as simple as that, to where it's like, bitch, they're not even thinking about you right now. I promise you, like, your name did not come up one time in their head when they were doing the things that they were doing, bitch. They're too worried about their own life. Like, that's the thing. That's what's so funny about ego, because you literally think the world revolves around you. In certain aspects, I'm not saying you have that ego mask on 24/7, right? But there are things that kind of trigger that ego to come out. When I'm talking about ego, I want you guys to know, like, ego is made there to protect you, all in all. Like, the brain, again, I say it in every episode almost, is made to just make you feel safe and comfortable. And if you're not, it's gonna put you in survival mode. Let's get back on topic. Detachment, bitch. Welcome to Voice for the Voiceless, bitch. This is just how we roll. Like, we finna bounce off to topic, but y'all gonna sit right here with me and ride the waves, because we are the cycle breakers. And one thing I'm gonna do is get a message across, okay? I might get a little sidetracked, but the message will be delivered. I am the sender, he's the deliverer. I got it clogged. I actually wanted to let you guys know what the definition of detachment is. That way we can kind of dissect that a little bit further. But it says detachment is the act of separating or the state of being disconnected. Now, when you think about it in like your own personal life, like, how do I master detachment? Because my problem is I will attach myself to every single thing. Like, I take everything so fucking literal, and I'm learning that as I go. Like, this year, I feel like, has been a very big eye-opener for the personal traits that I have that I don't want to carry with me anymore, and the ones that I do. But one of them is I am so attached to every fucking thing. I feel like it's kind of hand in hand with anxiety, because you're always like thinking about the next thing. Like, it's all fear-based, obviously. Like, anxiety is fear. At the end of the day, that's what that feeling is. The root of all suffering is attachment. And I never really realized that, because I was like, no, I'm just like a genuine person. I can care. Okay, you can do that, but you can also detach. Like, that's where boundaries come in. And that's why I'm so important as a people pleaser, as an empath, as someone who feels emotion so strongly. You need to have the boundaries, because it's so easy to fall into the attachment of everything. Whether that's something happening to you, a minor inconvenience, again, someone cutting you in the road. And then you take that so personal. And then I kind of want to bring it to, it's kind of like energy siphoning. I like to think about it like that, because you could literally be having the best day. You're in a happy mood. And again, that car cuts in front of you. Immediately pissed the fuck off. You're screaming. You look like a crazy person in your car. You're trying to get the fuck out the way, whatever the fuck the case is. Do you see how quickly your energy changes? It's like, that's what I mean. The devil, like, evil energy is so sneaky, because you don't even realize what it's doing. Like, you think that's you, but it's not, bro. Like, so this is why we need to master the art of detachment, so that we can not, you know, feed into these little tricks and fucking schemes that this motherfucker be playing. Bitch, because I be forgetting. He want me real fucking bad, but I'm on God's timing, okay? I am a prophet. I am a disciple. Okay, I'm not gonna go too much. But they did say the prophets did have to leave their hometown. Okay, hold on. So what detachment's really gonna do for you, though, is just kind of like remove you from the outcome of whatever you're trying to fucking manipulate. Like, if a situation isn't going your way and you're trying to get in there and control it and manipulate it to go a certain way, dude, 9 out of 10 times what you're doing never fucking works. So what are we doing? We're creating more of a mess, and then God's literally sitting there looking at you like this. Are you done so I can step in? Like, you have to get out of his way. As much as we're in our way, if we're standing in the middle of our way, of our peace and happiness, who else's way are we standing in front of? Because it's just you and God at the end of the day. It's you and your higher power all day, every day. And I fail to remember that. Because it's like, obviously in trying times, like when shit really goes down, the first person I turn to is God. But when it's a minor inconvenience, such as this defective character I have of attaching myself to everything, I don't think about him one time to ask maybe, hey, help. You know what I mean? It's as simple as that. But that's what happens when you grow up in a childhood home or an upbringing where you're like, it's not, you don't ask for help, dog. You figure that shit out. Go do that over there, bitch. Like, whoa. I'm like, okay. But hey, if you don't want to pick up the phone and call a friend, because I love to say that, you guys have heard me say it 1,000 times. I'm going to keep saying it until you understand. If you're not going to pick up the phone, you might as well get on your knees and pray. And if you don't want to get on your knees, bitch, I don't care where you're at. Just start talking to God, because you need to let that shit out, okay? When life feels unpredictable, control feels safe. We start to believe if we can figure something out before it actually happens, we will prevent ourselves from being hurt. But in the long run, all that's doing is burning you the fuck out, because again, control is an illusion. You have no idea what you're doing. Like, if anything, one, you're stressing yourself out in the moment. Two, if it does go your way, cool, but karma's a bitch. And if you go around and mess with the universe, it's gonna come around and bite you in the motherfucking ass in another way. Okay, again, gonna save that one for another video. But at the end of the day, you kind of have to realize that control becomes a survival mechanism. And I didn't realize until 27 years into my life when I was like, oh shit, like this shit is not getting me anywhere. Like I had to literally step back and like, because you're so on autopilot from when you're a child, like you bring those behaviors into your adult life. So like I'm sitting here and I'm doing the things that I used to do as a kid to survive, but it's not working in my adulthood life. You know what I mean? It's not working. You know why? Because it was never supposed to work. It comes to a point where it's like, you just have to learn to sit with the uncertainty. You have to learn to live with the unknown. Like that's what it really comes down to, because I know that's very scary, just for someone that's always expecting something bad to happen. The more you train yourself to go through those motions and think that way, the more your brain's gonna catch on, and the more it's gonna become a regular thought pattern for you, because you can't control anything that comes up in your life, and you can't prepare for every single situation, every single scenario. You know what I mean? That's, again, burning you out. You gotta be there for the people you gotta be there for. How can you do that when you're over here trying to, you know, figure out and control situations? It just doesn't work like that. One thing you can do though is give that to God. Okay, I'm always going to bring it back to God. And again, if you're new to my channel, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. Everyone's higher power looks different for everybody. So like if you want to worship a plant, go ahead and do that, babe. I don't really care. As long as you're having a relationship with a higher greater than yourself, that's all I care about, because that's going to take so much weight off of your shoulders, especially those people that like to sit there and take everything on by themselves. My people pleasers, my eldest siblings, moms, single dads, like it doesn't matter what genre of person you are, okay? But it's okay to ask help from your higher power. It's okay to believe in something. It's okay to put your ego to the side, stop edging God out, and give it to the one that can actually take care of it. He's bigger than you. Do you really think you have that much power to manipulate what the fuck is going on in your life? If you did, your life would be fucking smooth sailing all the time, but you don't have that power. You don't have that authority. The only person that has that authority is God, okay? So I want to give you something that you can carry with you when you're getting in your head and you're trying to attach to every outcome and you're trying to figure everything out and you're fucking squirming and you're freaking out and you're burning out and you're depressed and you're falling back into old patterns. Bro, chill. Let's get back to the root. This is why it's so important to be spiritually fit, okay? That is my motto. This year, I have been trying to get spiritually fit. I am getting spiritually fit. Again, am I noticing when I'm not reaching out to my higher power? Like, is it only in times where I'm in dire need? You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, okay, I peaked that. So let me change that. And just trusting that not having all the answers isn't wrong. Because again, when you're used to doing all that in survival mode, thinking you have everything under control, thinking you have like the upper hand and what's gonna go on in the situation. No, I got that. I already have like 10 backup plans if that happens. Girl. And that goes to just growing up and then thinking you're an empath. But the realization I've had is I was never well, I don't want to say I was never an empath. Okay, hold on. I am an empath because I do really feel, still to this day, feel emotions really deeply. But are you really an empath, or do you just not know how to let go of other people's emotions once they dump into you? You know what I mean? Because I personally love being there for people. I love listening to people's stories. I love when they vent to me. I love being that person they come to. But one thing, you know, that I've noticed that I have been changing and like not carrying it with me as much, and it has been less stressful. It's like when those people are dumping shit on you and venting to you and trusting you, that's a good personality trait to have. You know, you're the friend, you're the family member, whoever you are, you know, you're trusted, you're loved, you're valued. But that goes to say, let's create our own boundaries here, you know what I mean? You need to be able to take that in right then and there, and then leave it there too. Don't take that shit home with you, because I've done that shit before, and all that shit. Why am I worrying about somebody else's problem? You know what I mean? They're not stressing about it. They've done it over and over again, whatever it is, you know what I mean? Don't lose sleep over that shit. All you can do again is pray for that person. That's all the power that you have, you know what I mean? And if they ask for advice, cool. But at the end of the day, it's like, let's not get attached to their outcome. Like, hey, what's good? What happened? Why are we involved so much in someone else's business? Is it because we don't want to dissect our own life and see what's going on with us? You know what I mean? And that's what I noticed that I was doing. I was focusing everything on everybody else. That way I didn't have to deal with my own shit. And sometimes self-blame feels safer than surrender. Like if you just sit there and you're like, oh, you know what, it is my fault, so like how can I fix it? And then you ruminate and you think about that and like you just keep mental masturbating on that same subject over and over and over again. It feels better for you because it's more safe and comfortable. It's something that you usually do when things go like this. But again, edging God out. You're running on self-will. And self-will is, all that's gonna do is burn you the fuck out. Okay, I've done it. It's coming from someone that has lived that fucking lifestyle, bitch. Don't fucking do it. Because like self-will is like, you know what, I already know how this is about to go. I know how I can fix this. I know how I can, whatever, X, Y, Z, okay? But faith says, you know, I trust it without seeing it yet. And that's something I have been growing in. I actually love the journey I've been on with this faith because I really do have faith. Like, I grew up Catholic, okay? This is what blows my mind. I grew up Catholic. Like every day, 5 times a week in church sometimes, okay? Like that was in the beginning, 5 times a week in church. It settled down to 1 plus youth group, so twice a week, okay? But like, you would think that someone who grew up in that kind of like environment would have the most faith. But instead I was scared shitless and thought God didn't give a fuck about me, okay? That has nothing to do with the Catholic religion. I'm not shitting on it, but that was my experience with it. And so ever since, you know, I found my people and I joined my program, they introduced me to having my own higher power, and that's why I stress it to you guys, because I know there's some people out there that were in my fucking shoes. It's like, nah, God does not want the best for me. Yeah, he does, okay? We've just been doing this whole like relationship thing wrong, okay? But having permission to actually have a relationship with my higher power now, to where there is like, I feel like there's a line connecting us. Like I definitely feel like I can feel his presence now more than ever because I'm finally letting him in. Like I was always asking, like, please fix this situation. Like, that's not how it works. You're not bigger than the program, babe. God is the only one with the authority to change shit around here. God is the only one that can literally heal anything and everything that is going wrong in your life. And how do you know what's going wrong in your life? That's what I want to talk about right now. How do you not know the situation you're currently going through that's so fucking bad isn't building you into this like woman or man that can handle the next situation that's coming your way? God is always going to redirect. It doesn't matter how many times you try to push and shove and try to control and stay like put, bitch. No, he's going to come in there and be like, hey, Pookie, are you ready yet? Or do I have to send you another lesson? Bitch, I am done with the lessons. Please keep them on hold. If you have a direct message, please put it on a billboard. I don't want any more motherfucking scenarios coming my way. Thank you. You have to be around like-minded people to remind you and bring you back down to earth when you start fucking freaking out and going into self-will. I was about to say self-will land, bro. I'm obsessed with going to these different islands, bro. Like at this point, I'm about to make some merch with islands on it. Let me know if you want that. Because what are we doing? I was gonna say you're gonna run to self-will land, okay? And then you're gonna be like, I know what I'm doing. And you're gonna keep running around it and you're gonna get burnt the fuck out and we're gonna go on another cycle, bitch. You want that passed down to your children? No. So let's get this fucking stopped. First step, detach. Second step, get a community. Let me tell you how to get a community. Actually, go back to step 1. Step 1 is find a higher power. 2 is detach. 3 is community. What brings me to community is, you know, there's a period in time, obviously, where you're supposed to be isolated. Okay, I'll give you that. I was isolated for about 6 months, bitch. I had to let that shit out. When you go through a traumatic experience, you need to decompress. And sometimes it's really fucking ugly and you need to just do that shit alone. Okay, but there comes a time where it's like, okay, now you need to gather a community and be surrounded by like-minded people so you don't go back to situations that you were in before your awakening. That's what I like to call it, because I was asleep beforehand. So it's like, if you're kicking it with the same people that have the same mindset as the old you had, how are you ever gonna get to your highest self? That's why detachment is so important. Not saying you shouldn't fucking love your friends. Obviously, that's not the same. But being able to be like, hey, you know, like no bad blood, bro. I love you. You're my dog. You've been there for me, X, Y, Z. But I feel in my heart that, you know, this isn't really working out. Or like, you know what I mean? Find a way to say it, but like, some people are there for seasons, okay? Some people are there for a reason, but you gotta leave them behind when it's time to go. Or again, you're gonna get a lesson that's like, I'm gonna remove them for you. Like, you don't have a choice. Like, people are put in your life for a reason to like mold you into a person that you're supposed to be. Like the certain situations, the certain circumstances, whatever the fuck is going on. And after that like mission has been complete, you are supposed to move on to the next level. So now that we've discovered that we need to be surrounded by like-minded people, how do we find like-minded people like us? Well, you need to start going to some type of events. Bitch, there's TikTok, Instagram. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that you don't know where to find people. Sign up for a Pilates class. If you're trying to get in the gym and you're trying to look good and, oh my God, I want to wear like these cute sets and like da-da-da-da, you better sign up for a Pilates class. And I'm talking from experience. Like, I literally have been wanting to go to this yin yoga class. And I was like, I don't want to go alone. I don't want to go alone. It took me months. I finally literally was like, fuck it. I'm signing up. I don't care. I went. I was so nervous, you guys. I went, two people like try to talk to me and I was a little in my head, but I was having a rough day anyway, so I didn't like beat myself up for it. Like I had a little conversation, but like, that's what I mean. Like people are going to want to talk to you. If you're in an environment and you're pushing yourself out there, God is watching. I want you to know that. When you think no one's watching what the fuck you're doing, just imagine God is literally watching you. Yes, she's putting herself first. Yes, 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 yes. This is what we wanted. Like she's about to find her group. Like this is what, hello? Like you are in your own way, so let's go. Find things that you like. Find a class, find a community, find something. We have the internet for a reason. And go make some new friends, babe. Because life is so beautiful that we get to experience all these different souls. Like, I love talking to people. I love talking to different people and like figuring out their life story or whatever it is. Like, people are people, but everybody has a lesson for you. I kind of want to close with like having expectations, because that's a part of like, you need to lower, like not even have any expectations at this point if you're trying to master detachment. And what I mean by that, like, you're probably like, okay, why does my expectations on another person have to do with detachment? Well, when you're expecting something from somebody, you're attached to that outcome. Like, we're already attached. Like, if you're already thinking about like, oh, they're supposed to do, like, they're supposed to come over and they're going to bring some pizza over, right? At 6 o'clock. I'm so excited. Oh my God, I'm looking forward to the pizza all day. I'm thinking about the pizza and it's going to be here at 6. So I'm actually not going to eat all day so I can enjoy the pizza, right? 6 o'clock rolls by. You get a text. Ah, bruh, like I'm not even gonna be able to make it tonight. Da, 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 da. Oh, bitch, you're about to lose your fucking shit. Like, that's what I mean. If you're attached, like, no. Because you made all your decisions in that day based off of one circumstance. You attached yourself. And now that that fell through, you're about to be pissed as fuck, bitch. And whose fault is that? Ding, 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 you bitch. So this is why we need to detach and lower our expectations, because expectations are arrogance. That's arrogant as fuck for you to have an expectation for somebody. Like whether that's as simple as you coming over to bring me a pizza, or that's you having expectations that, you know, your deadbeat dad's gonna change. He's not until he decides to, okay? And it's funny, once you actually detach from that, that's when it starts to like actually happen for you. And that's the funniest part, like God really wants you to let go and give it to him. Like that's all this is. He's like, please let go so I can give you exactly what you need, exactly what you want, because as much as you think you know what you want, God knows what you need. Let me know what you guys learned from this video in the comments. Name 3 things that you learned, and you know, leave some suggestions for the next episode, you guys. Like, I want to hear what you guys want me to talk about. Leave suggestions in the comments, okay? Make sure you're subscribed, turn that little bell on so you're notified when I upload my next video, and I'll see you guys on the next podcast. Peace, love, and light, my loves.